Generally, if you need to make someone dead in a video game and they're all the way over there, shooting them with a gun comes highly recommended. I'm not walking that far. Not all video game guns are created equal, however, as proven by this selection of shoddy shooters, which are highly ineffective, totally annoying, or both, sometimes on purpose. These are the 7 worst guns in video games that made us want to lay down our arms, lay down our controllers, and just lay down on the floor and think about how we got here. Enjoy, beware spoilers ahead for the following games, and leave your least favourite firearm in video games in the comments.
Whoa! The natives are restless!
Someone doesn't like us.
Panawan military. I recognize the flak. We sold them those guns. Get back from there!
Oh, hell. I was running out of ammo anyway. Don't wait up!
Just Cause is a series that takes being silly extremely seriously.
Sheesh.
Literally the one stunt Tom Cruise hasn't done yet. Oh no, there he goes. With Just Cause 2's generally over-the-top vibe, you might expect a secret weapon in the game to be some sort of orbital laser-guided thermonuclear explosion maker. So when you hear whisperings that there's a secret weapon hidden in a tower in the southwest corner of the Lautan Lama Desert, you're going to want to hightail it over there. Track down this remote desert tower in a grove of pink trees and you'll find your prize, but you'll be disappointed to discover that the secret weapon appears to be a child's toy, like someone literally nerfed it.
That'll come in handy.
Turns out this is the Happy Bubble Blaster, and it's exactly what the name suggests, a gun that fires a jolly collection of harmless bubbles whenever you squeeze the trigger. Now you might be wondering, well Mike, why even include the Happy Bubble Blaster on this list? The thing shoots bubbles, it barely counts as a weapon at all. Try telling that to the NPCs. If you whip the bubble gun out to amuse and delight the locals, they'll react as if you've just indiscriminately sprayed the area with an AK-47. Civilians run screaming and soldiers will immediately engage, while you try to defend yourself with a pink plastic gun filled with dish soap. So it turns out, playing with a child's bubble gun is more dangerous than hijacking a jet in mid-air. So I'd like to see you do that, Tom Cruise. I await Mission Impossible 7 with great interest.
Gotta get rid of it. Gar's coming from Lynchwood to buy it. That idiot's got no idea. He never believed the stories about the curse. Boy, oh boy, is he in for a surprise.
If a gun could talk, it might have something interesting to say about being an implement of destruction, designed only to kill. Or it might be the Bane from Borderlands 2. When you first hear of the gun known as the Bane, you don't know it can talk, but still, all signs point to trouble.
I knew I hadn't heard the last of that gun. I bought it off a guy a few months ago. Great gun, but it's cursed.
I mean, how bad can it be? If the rumour of a terrible curse doesn't deter you from pursuing the Bane, maybe this death note from its former owner will do the trick.
It worked like a charm against the spider ants, but the curse... If you're hearing this, fine McNally. He may have left me for dead, but he doesn't deserve what the Bane will do to him. Nobody does.
How bad can it be? If you remain committed to recovering the Bane, then you can't say nobody warned you. Because although the Bane appears at first to be a fine firearm, the curse makes itself known pretty sharpish, and it's a bad one.
Hold it right there.
As well as slowing your speed to a frustrating snail's pace, this accursed gun has a voice. Or should I say, a whole bunch of voices that come together to form the most teeth-gratingly annoying chorus you have ever heard. These voices will scream an update whenever you switch to the Bane, and then do screechy sound effects for you whether you like it or not. All in all, the Bane feels like someone used one of their ironic Wishmaster wishes to wish for a gun that really makes a statement, and this is what they got. as usual, Wishmaster.
My father asked me if I was truly ready to go to war. He told me that the good soldier kills without thinking of his enemy as a human being. In the moment he sees him as a fellow man, he's no longer a good soldier. And I was a good soldier.
Most guns on this list have no excuse for being as bad as they are. Not so the Liberator from Battlefield 5, which actually has quite a good excuse. It's realistically bad. Yes, the Liberator in Battlefield 5 is based on a real-life US-designed pistol called the FP-45 Liberator, which was intended to be airdropped to friendly resistance fighters in Axis-occupied areas during the Second World War. At which point those resistance fighters would probably look up and politely ask where the rest of it was. This single-shot pea shooter was supposed to be used to kill an enemy soldier and then retrieve a more capable weapon from their embarrassed corpse. The problem was the barrel wasn't rifled, so the Liberator was wildly inaccurate, and once you'd wasted your one bullet, you were in serious trouble. Much like war itself, this gun is good for absolutely nothing. At the very least, the Liberator in Battlefield 5 can be reloaded, but it takes 7 seconds, which feels like 7 hours in the middle of a chaotic online multiplayer match. Fun fact, after World War II, most of the real-life Liberator pistols were melted down or dumped in the ocean. And the fact that fish haven't yet armed themselves and risen up to overthrow humanity tells you everything you need to know about the Liberator's combat effectiveness. Even the fish don't want it.
You don't get to be ranked one of the greatest first-person shooters ever made without including some pretty excellent guns. So as you'd expect in GoldenEye 007 on the N64, you are spoilt for choice when it comes to armaments. There's the fabulously rapid-fire RCP-90, the one-shot kill Golden Gun, and the destructive Moonraker Laser. Why would you need to rake the moon? It's not like there are any leaves on it. At the opposite end of the quality spectrum is the Clob, a dull grey submachine gun with an apt name because you'd probably have as much luck clobbering your enemies with the grip as you would shooting them with it. By just about any metric you care to name, the Clob is the worst gun in the game, but when you combine its low damage, low accuracy and positively tiny magazine, you have a spectacular cocktail of badness that earns the Clob a well-deserved spot on this list. As for that strange name, the story behind that is that the gun was based on a real-world gun called the Scorpion, with a K, so it was originally given the similar-sounding name Spider, with a Y. But just before the release of GoldenEye, Nintendo discovered that there was already a real-world paintball gun called Spider, with a Y. Concerned about the potential for legal action, the game makers instead named the Clob after Nintendo of America producer Ken Lobb, to forever honour his contribution to the game. You know what would have been more of an honour? Not naming this gun after him.
Situation Snowball is happening.
Yes, and it gives you this nice little fancy Santa hat, but what it also does,
There it is.
it drops elusive hoarder enemies in the Division 2 map. And these guys out here wearing Santa hats themselves. And if you take them out, Chris, you get the elusive Slayer gun.
In the world of Tom Clancy's The Division by Tom Clancy, US society collapses after banknotes are infected with a weaponized strain of the smallpox virus just prior to Black Friday, giving shoppers a fatal case of the pox to take home with their 55-inch OLED TV.
Back on the breaking news, leading with unconfirmed reports of a smallpox outbreak.
Still, what a savings. What it also means, though, is that the game takes place in the fraught weeks after this catastrophic event, which is to say, Christmas time, so everything is lovely and cozy and festive. Or, okay, well I guess there's snow everywhere? That counts, I suppose. Anyway, the Division developers Ubisoft did make an attempt to festive things up a bit around here with 2019's Situation Snowball, a special holiday event that gave Division agents a Santa hat to wear and added new ambusher hoarder enemies who were similarly behatted.
Oh!
What the?
We found someone!
Get him!
You gotta say head on, I want it!
Kill one of these hoarders and they drop a special holiday weapon, the Slayer Snowball Gun, which was a festively decorated Tommy gun that, yes, launched snowballs at your enemies.
Come on, come here. Oh, okay.
While it is seasonally appropriate, it's pretty clear that launching snowballs at your heavily armed opponents is considerably less effective than peppering them with actual bullets.
Oh, the ultimate elemental battle. Snowball versus fire.
Although to be fair, scoring headshots with the gun does make your enemies confused.
Who wants to get slayed? Yeah, got him.
Chris, if you get some headshots on this, you'll confuse the enemies.
Confused as to why you aren't using a better gun, I expect.
It's you, Crane. I've seen your face on the posters. You've got to help me.
What happened to you?
I took a bullet from Razor's men. I'm a runner too. Well, almost.
Dying Light is a clever title with a double meaning because it refers to A, the dying light of the game's day-night cycle, and B, the fact that I'm constantly dying, even when it's light out. Yeah, pretty sure those are the two meanings. Basically, my point is that I don't need any help getting killed in Dying Light, which is why it's worth steering well clear of the game's joke weapon, the anti-gadoid gun. It's your reward for completing a mission called Legless Spider. How is that mission title the most unsettling thing in this game? Ugh. In the quest that shall not be named again, you're trying to help an injured fellow runner called Spider secure some parts for his buddy David, with the promise that you'll discover more about the true source of the zombie outbreak.
Alright, tell me what you got.
The source of the epidemic.
Where?
David can show you. Here's a list and a bag with the things I already collected. The rest is on you.
When you finally catch up with David, it turns out he's a sort of post-apocalyptic Fox Mulder, who believes the epidemic is the result of a recent meteorite crash, the site of which was rapidly attended by a bunch of mysterious guys in hazmat suits.
Our run gets hit by a meteor, a bunch of guys in hazmat suits show up, and 2 days later, people start jumping on each other.
As with literally everyone in an open world RPG, he has another errand for you. He wants you to head out to the crash site and hoover up a bunch of meteorite pieces.
The hazmat guys put up some lamps at a generator. They should still be working.
So they're wearing hazmat suits and I'm cramming bits of meteorite into my trouser pockets. Well, testicles, we had a good run. Complete the task and David will hand you the anti-gadoid gun, gadoids being the aliens that he's convinced founded the Illuminati. And while the weapon looks like something cobbled together from a soda can and some shower plumbing, David makes some bold and exciting claims about its effectiveness.
It's not going to cut through a fast variable gamma shield, but short of that, it should deatomize anything out there.
Wow, the gun sounds like it's super effective against these gadoids. Unfortunately, the gadoids aren't real, but the gun is extremely loud and fires nothing. This worst possible combination means the anti-gadoid gun does no damage to zombies, but it does piss them off and attract them to your position. I think I've proven I'm perfectly capable of getting mobbed by zombies without your help, David.
One more thing, Miss V. Quiet life or blaze of glory?
If you were to ask V what's the worst gun in all of Cyberpunk 2077, they would surely say it's the iconic pistol known as Plan B, on account of how that's the one that kills them.
No blaze of glory for me.
Yep, Plan B is the pistol of Dexter Deshawn, the Night City fixer who shoots and kills you near the start of the game after a botched heist, then has you dumped in a local landfill. So there's got to be bad associations there.
Ugh, heavier than she looks.
But besides the personal trauma reasons for V not loving the Plan B, there are solid practical reasons to not favour this faulty firearm. Firstly, to get your hands on it, you're going to have to return to the sprawling and certainly stinky Night City landfill and take it off of the corpse of Dex, who's even deader than you were. Secondly, and more importantly, this unique variant of the Liberty Power Pistol has been fitted with what we assume is a bizarre aftermarket mod for weirdo billionaires. That means instead of shooting bullets, it shoots money. Every single round fired from the Plan B sucks €2 right out of your wallet, so get ready to get poor if you're packing this on your next Night City murder marathon. Sure, if you don't mind seeing your bank balance drain while you go about your shooting business, then every bullet from the Plan B does have a higher chance of applying a bleeding effect, but On the whole, this is still a trash gun that's better off on your wall than in your holster. Just 2 questions, Dex. 1, why? And 2, what was plan A?
Thanks so much for watching this video about the worst guns in video games, but you've probably got your own opinion, haven't you? Well, start your own YouTube channel. See how easy it is then. No, what you should do is put your suggestions in the comments, because we would genuinely love to hear from you as well. We could do a commenter edition with all your great suggestions. Thanks for being here. Maybe watch another video from us. One up here that I will recommend, and down here is one from Outside Extra, which is similarly good. Thanks for watching. Love you.